Hey everyone, welcome back to Code in Cloud with Amar. In today's video, we're going to dive into one of the core services of AWS EC2. Whether you're new to AWS or looking to brush up on your skills, this video is for you. First off, what is EC2? EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, which is basically a virtual server in the cloud. It gives you resizable compute capacity in the cloud, making web-scale cloud computing easier for developers. You can think of it as renting a virtual server to run your applications without having to buy physical hardware. You only pay for what you use, and you can scale up or down depending on your needs. Now, let's move on to the exciting part: setting up your own EC2 instance. If you don't already have an AWS account, you'll need to create one. Once you're signed in, head over to the AWS Management Console. In the AWS Management Console, you'll see a search bar at the top. Type in EC2 and click on the EC2 service. This will take you to the EC2 dashboard. Click on the Launch Instance button. This will bring you to the Instance Creation Wizard. First, give your instance a name. Let's call it YouTube. The Amazon Machine Image, or AMI, is the template for your instance. You can choose from a variety of pre-configured images. I'll select Amazon Linux 2023 as the AMI since it's free tier eligible. Next, you'll need a key pair to securely connect to your instance. If you already have one, you can select it. Otherwise, create a new key pair. Make sure to download the key file and keep it secure, as it will be used for SSH access. Next, we need to create a VPC. To check, click on Edit under the Network Settings section. Since I don't have one because I deleted the default VPC, I'll create a new one. To start, go to the search bar at the top of the AWS console and search for VPC. Press Ctrl key and click on the VPC option. It will open VPC in a new tab. Since I've deleted the default one, there's nothing here. Let's go ahead and create a new VPC. Click on Create VPC, then select VPC and More. Under the Name Tag section, you can either go with the auto-generated name or enter a custom one. I'm naming mine YouTube, but feel free to use any relevant name. We don't need high availability for this setup, so we'll stick with one availability zone AZ. We also won't be using VPC endpoints for S3, so I'll select None and uncheck the DNS options. Everything else can be left as default, and we're good to go. After creating the VPC, we need to return to the Instance Creation tab. Click on the refresh icon next to the VPC dropdown, and you'll see the newly created VPC appear. Do the same for the subnet dropdown, and your new subnet will show up as well. Under Auto-Assign Public IP, make sure to select Enable. Next, we'll create a new security group. I'll name mine YouTube_G, and for the description, you can enter anything, but I'll use Code in Cloud with Amar. Leave the rest of the settings as default, and finally, click on Launch Instance. The instance creation process will take approximately 5 minutes to complete. During this time, AWS will provision the necessary resources and set up the virtual server based on the configurations we selected. Once the instance is ready, its status will change to running, and you'll be able to connect to it and start using your virtual machine. To connect to your VM from your local machine, click on the instance ID, then click on Connect and select SSH Client. Copy the example command provided. Next, open CMD or PowerShell on your local machine. If you remember, we downloaded the key pair earlier, which is saved in my Downloads folder. I will navigate to that directory using the CD command. Once there, paste the SSH command you copied earlier and hit Enter. Type Yes to accept the fingerprint, and you'll be logged into the EC2 instance that we just created. We are in. Thank you very much.